Please kindly sit down, please. Eugenia Jumoy Adamu on 19th October 1962. She holds BA English in 1981 from Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, when I was a secondary school pupil with short knickers. She's a writer, she's a journalist, and of course she's a poet. She holds an MSc in Contemporary Policy Studies from City University of London in 1992, and an MSc in Creative Writing from Steele University. So, she worked for 17 years an anchor on Prime MTA News at 9 p.m. So if you put me, I will hit you back. The Speaker of the Federal House of Representatives, ably represented by the leader of the Northern Caucus of the Federal House of Representatives, Right Honorable Al-Hassan Ado Dogwa. In the First Republic, we had very colorful politicians. In the bowl of Justice Okote Ebo, Adegoke Adelabo Penkele Messi, we had Ladoke Akintola, Kingsley Ozumba Mbadi, the man of timber and caliber, Malam Aminu Kano. And in the Second Republic, we had Busari Adelakun, Lamidi Adedebu, Sabo Bakinzo, Mohammed Abubakar Rimi, Yusuf Bala Usman. And in the current dispensation, the whole political space is populated by careful snails who do not want to disturb the apple cart, except for my very good friend, the cat, the return of the godfather, Adams Ali Eric Oshomole. The senator representing Edo North, a very colorful, but you did not dance. I think you need to dance and entertain the people a bit. The card with 9 lives, the longest serving public servant in Nigeria. He was variously the director of protocol in Benue State, a permanent secretary, a governor of Benue State, a 3-time senator, a minister of the Federal Republic, and now secretary to the government of the Federation. Akume, George Senator George Akume Hugo Dajo, Ada Abaga of the North Central Sub-Region. So when they were helping him to come down the steps, it wasn't true. He was putting on an act. Because not only Hadiza that should be accused of conspiracy of silence, the LDF equally got married. So if Hadiza is going to be forgiven, the SDF should also plead guilty and be forgiven. The Chief of Staff, Mr. President, my brother, Right Honorable Femi Ajabia-Mila, my colleagues in the Federal Executive Council, 2 numerous to mention. There is the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, the Honorable Minister of Health, Information and National Orientation, Water Resources, Youth Development, Skill Development, Minister of State FCT, Honorable Minister of State Education, Honorable Minister of State Health, the Honorable Minister of State Works, and the Honorable Minister of State Industry, Senator John Owa Eno. Of course, the Deputy Governor of Yobe State, representing his governor, Idi Berde Ubana. Our dear celebrant, the head girl, Special Advisor to the President on Policy and Coordination, Hadiza Bala Usman. I would rather not use that word Hajia. She's not fond of it either. Hadiza Bala Usman and her dear husband, my friend, my brother, the chairman of the National Sports Commission, Malam Shehu Diko, the kids, and members of the Usman Liman Durbin Kasina family, the Director General of NEMA, Ms. Zubaida Umar, who was part of the conspiracy of silence that denied us the knowledge of the consummation of the marriage, the Registrar General of the Corporate Affairs Commission, Hussein Ishaq Magaji, the MD of NNPC Trading Limited, Mariam Sani Idris, my very good brother, the CG of Customs, Bashir Adewale Adeni, Special Advisor to the President on Special Duties, Dr. Aliu Umar Modibo, and all the senior presidential aides, Deputy Governor CBN Mohammed Dettijo, Prince of Government agencies and parastatals, members of the diplomatic corps. I want to single out for special mention for my very good friend, former Ekiti State Governor John Kayode Payemi, former Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, the erudite and highly principled Mohammed Bello Adoke SAN, former Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Mr. Boz Gida Mustafa, and of course, a very humble and self-effacing Tunji Ololaki, former Acting Secretary to the Government and former Special Advisor to the President on Policy Coordination, Dr. Habiba Lawal, distinguished invited guests too numerous to mention, members of the fourth asset of the realm, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Today we celebrate a distinguished daughter of the nation whose career stands as a master class in public service. At 50, Hadiza Bala Usman exemplifies what it means to give oneself fully to the service of country. Fresh out of school, she did not wait for permission to matter. She studied the system, understood its demands, and earned her place through consistency of effort and strength of character. Our celebrant's life draws us into a deeper reflection. It asks us to consider the cost of becoming the person we hope our children will one day emulate, or in whose shadow they might find the courage to go. She is the daughter of the unforgettable, irreplaceable Dr. Yusuf Bala Usman, a prince who owned his princely roots and privileges, an extraordinary intellectual who lived a life of purpose, a man who committed his years to the struggle for justice, for the people, and for the nation. I committed to memory the entire speech he delivered at the Dipong Citizens Lecture on the National Question. His speech was titled, "The National Question Beyond Fairy Tales." It was later on transformed into a book, the inheritance of courage that she got. Devoted with time, it took root. It shaped our celebrant sense of duty and explained the steadiness that has marked our public life. There is no doubt that Hadiza's place in our public service history is secure. This is so because it was not built on spectacle, nor did it rely on applause. What she has become was a product of decisions taken quietly, responsibilities carried fully, and institutions strengthened with care. This is how influence is earned. And this, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, is why she has become one of the steady hands shaping our national direction. It is also that same grounding that places her at the heart of humanitarian action. The ultimate measure of a man, according to Martin Luther King Jr., is not why he stands at times of comfort and convenience, but why he stands at times of conflict and challenges. During one of Nigeria's darkest moments, he answered the call of conscience. She compounded the Bring Back Our Girls movement at a time of national grief, fear, and uncertainty. When lies were manufactured and weaponized for political ends, when fault lines that divide this country were deliberately manipulated for political ends. I was an active participant in that moment and saw firsthand how she stood firm. She demanded accountability, and she insisted on justice. It was a reminder for all of us in public service that service to country begins before and after office, and even without a title. No. We have seen her serve where the nation needed her most, from the Federal Capital Territory through the Kaduna State Government to our current advisory role in policy coordination and all the things in between. Today, she is rightly and firmly faces the headgear of a refined generation of public servants, bridging the gap between the new and old guards. What has not been noted enough about our celebrant is that he is emerging from a part of the country where many young women still search for proof that ambition such as hers is permitted. Indeed, her journey requires courage, and is why she has become that proof. She is a mirror, not only for the northern girl, but for the nation itself. This is even more so because her career unfolded in public view. Its trials were visible. Its demands were exacting. Its rewards were earned. Nigeria watched her grow into responsibility early, stepping into policy spaces where many are still finding their voice. Nothing about her rise was accidental. It was deliberate. It was earned. It was sustained by a faithful commitment to the difficult work of building a functional nation. As you mark this golden milestone, dear Hadiza, we celebrate a rare combination of gifts: grace, strengthened by grit; clarity, guided by courage; vision, anchored in service. You have shown by example that excellence in public life is a daily discipline. You are truly the headgear, a bundle of talents and tantrums. It's cheaper to be a friend to Hadiza than an enemy, because she is capable of defending her cause. I have no doubt that your parents will both have shared in the pride we feel today, the pride of this nation. And this moment must speak beyond celebration. It must speak to continuity. If we are to raise more generations of Nigerians ready to lead with purpose, to deliver with excellence, and to serve with courage, we must remember this truth. Intention without the willingness to pay the price of service remains wishful thinking. So on behalf of a grateful nation and a proud presidency, I wish Yidu Ikong Allah a happy 50th birthday. May the years ahead carry the same sense of purpose that has defined the years behind you. And may your example continue to guide those who still believe that service, when well done, can ennoble a nation. Thank you so much for your attention. And God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.